On the grand stage of the wild, every creature seems to have its own role. There are apex predators like lions or eagles that amaze with their strength and speed. There are giant herbivores like elephants and rhinos that unknowingly shape the natural landscape. But there is one group that almost always appears at the end of a life. Creatures that are often considered frightening, the cleaners of life's stage. They are vultures. For many people, vultures are synonymous with death. Dark shadows circling in the sky when something below is dying. Their appearance does not help either. Their long necks, bald heads, and strange-looking faces often make them seen as symbols of decay. But in reality, the body of a vulture is one of the most extraordinary biological designs in nature. Their bald heads, for example, are not a coincidence. As scavengers, vultures have to push their heads deep into the bodies of dead animals to reach the most nutritious organs and meat. The problem is that carcasses are breeding grounds for billions of dangerous bacteria and viruses. If their heads were covered with thick feathers like an eagle's, those feathers would absorb blood and body fluids like a sponge. Dirty feathers would become the perfect place for bacteria to grow. That is why evolution provided a solution that is simple yet brilliant: a bald head. Without feathers, food remains do not easily stick. After eating, vultures simply rub their heads on the ground or rocks to clean them. And when sunlight hits their skin, ultraviolet rays help kill the remaining bacteria. That bald head is essentially a natural sanitation system. But the extraordinary abilities of vultures do not stop there. Their greatest strength actually lies inside their stomach. A vulture's stomach acid is among the strongest in the animal kingdom. If human stomach acid has a pH of around 1.5 to 3.5, a vulture's stomach acid can approach a pH of 0. Its acidity is almost comparable to car battery acid. This extreme acidity allows them to destroy deadly bacteria such as anthrax, botulism, and cholera that may exist inside carcasses. This means that when vultures eat carcasses infected with disease, they are not just surviving, they are also destroying the source of the disease. That is why many scientists call vultures the Earth's natural sanitation system. In addition, a vulture's feet also have a unique function. Unlike eagles that have sharp talons for hunting, a vulture's claws are relatively blunt. Their feet are designed to stand steadily on slippery carcasses. But there is one behavior that people often consider disgusting. Vultures often defecate on their own legs. This behavior is called urohydrosis. Although it may sound strange, the purpose is actually very important. First, to cool their bodies. When the liquid evaporates from their legs, body heat is carried away, helping to lower their body temperature. Second, for sterilization. The liquid contains acidic substances that can help kill bacteria that may stick to their legs after walking on carcasses. Once again, an extreme cleanliness mechanism. In the wild, vultures are true wanderers. They can fly hundreds of kilometers every day, not to hunt for life, but to search for death. Ironically, for vultures, death is a source of life. Every carcass they find is energy that can be transformed into new life. To find carcasses in the vast wilderness, vultures are equipped with extraordinarily sharp vision. Their eyesight can be up to 8 times sharper than that of humans. If a human can see a dog from a distance of about 200 meters, a vulture can recognize the same object from more than 1.5 kilometers away. Their retinas are also sensitive to ultraviolet light. Meat that has begun to decay reflects light differently from the surrounding vegetation. In the eyes of vultures, carcasses appear like purplish stains in the middle of green fields. But vultures do not only see carcasses, they also read the signs of nature. The restless movement of a herd of zebras, a diving bird of prey, or predators roaming around can be clues that something is happening down there. From the sky, they read the world the way humans read the pages of a book. And when one bird finds a carcass, the others quickly notice. The bird begins to glide downward in a spiral pattern. This small change is seen by other vultures in the distance. Without sound, without signals, they begin to gather. Within minutes, a sky that was once empty can be filled with dozens of vultures circling in the air. This is an extraordinary visual communication system, a network of eyes in the sky. Some species can even fly extremely high. The Ruppel's vulture has been recorded flying up to around 11,000 meters above sea level, higher than the summit of Mount Everest. But although they may seem wild and cold, the lives of vultures also have a social side. They often sleep together on cliffs or tall trees. Some species even have partners that remain faithful for life. They usually lay only 1 or 2 eggs each season, and both parents take turns guarding the nest. Ironically, creatures known for living from death are remarkably devoted to protecting new life. Their role in the ecosystem is enormous. Without vultures, animal carcasses would accumulate and become sources of disease. This once happened in India in the 1990s, when vulture populations declined drastically due to toxins from livestock medicine. As a result, rotting carcasses increased, stray dog populations surged, and rabies cases in humans rose nearly threefold. This means that the disappearance of vultures can directly impact human health. Every day, millions of animals die in the wild. If those carcasses were left untouched, they could become biological time bombs. But vultures arrive as the cleaners. In large groups, they can consume a zebra carcass in less than 20 minutes. When they fly away, all that remains are white bones and clean ground. Nutrients return to the soil, grass grows, herbivores come to feed, and the cycle of life begins again. In the end, everything that makes humans feel disgust toward vultures is actually part of an extraordinary natural mechanism. They are not symbols of decay. They are guardians of the world's balance, nature's doctors working in silence. And without them, the earth might be far dirtier, far more toxic, and far more dangerous for life.